Alright, so the stream looks like it's working fairly well. And so I've been playing around Scrap Mechanic for a little bit, not too long. So the stream looks like it's working fairly So I've been playing around Scrap Mechanic for a little bit, not too long. So the stream looks like it's working fairly So I've been playing around Scrap Mechanic for a little bit. Sorry about that. You probably hear me reverbing for a second there. So I've been playing around the Script Mechanic for a bit, and mess around with a little bit more with some car or buggy builds, and then fiddle around with maybe a flying machine or two, or try to. This was the last buggy that I built, and I've been really happy with it. It seems to be quite stable. You see what happens when you open it up. The front and back wheels go backwards, and then I kicked out the angle right here for the back tires to give it some more balance, and especially when you're cornering, so it doesn't tip over quite as easily. So I'll say that and then I run right into a tree. So you can see here, even if I turn sharp and it kind of gets sideways on me, it doesn't flip over or anything. Well, I guess if it flips end over end, there's not much I can do about that, I suppose. But just so you can see what we got here. I got a couple controllers, one in the front for the front two wheels and one in the back. And so I just have the post leaning forward with the shock. And I added some extra linkage to pop these tires out, so I added you can see right there. And I liked what that does instead of being directly mounted on the beam. One, it spreads the tires out. And two, you'll see when I turn, kind of leans the body into the turn a little bit. Kind of squats down on that side. Which both looks cool and seems to give it a pretty steady sort of footprint. And this is running terribly right now. I'm not sure why. Okay. But I was going to try something slightly different with the buggy. I'd like to see if I can make something stable without the shocks. And I don't know why, but I just kind of want to make something that sits flatter to the ground. Although this vehicle is very low to the ground. Something that sits pretty low to the ground. I'd love, if I could, to make a motorcycle of sorts. So, anyway, let's hop off of that. Let's go build something. God, this looks terrible on my screen right now. The feed's not very good either. Yeah, it's weird. I'll deal with that later. Let's see. Let's go 4 wide. We'll come pretty far forward. I'll leave it hollow in the middle. One thing I wanted to do, I would still like to do, but I just don't think it would work. I love the idea of, let's see, big tire. Of this. Kind of a motorcycle of some sorts. Although, what I was thinking, and I'm not sure if it would work or not, it might not be a terrible idea to use something like that in the back. Like use that as your traction tire, and you could have tires on the outside that could turn. Because granted, that's the problem with this, is it doesn't turn. I'm not... Who knows? And I am not good at this. This whole game. I've never been very creative, I'll say. I'd like to be. I'm just not. You know what? Let's use this as a working space, and we'll go with this, and we'll say that's going to be our power. So we'll power up the vehicle with that, and let's see what we can do in the front and make this thing somewhat stable. I don't like how I've got this laid out. And I'm using metal as the frame just to make it heavier. I'm going to try to keep the center of gravity kind of low. Wait a minute. I just had a crazy idea, which I think is the purpose of this game. What if I had this on a hinge system connected to the rest of the vehicle, so it could free float up and down, and somehow figure out a way to put shocks on to kind of keep that keep it from bouncing too much. Like you sure what I mean? Guess I need to put this thing back up on. Alright, let me see if that actually swings like I expect it to. Yeah. Alright, so if I built the body of the vehicle off of this, coming forward, and had... Man, I have no idea if that would even work. Yeah, I stick those two together. Actually, I did not. Hang on, I think I got too cute with that. I really don't need this second one. Oh, dadgummit. Make sure it still hinges like it's supposed to. There we go. That way it hinges as one unit. Okay, I'll put it back up on its lift, and we'll figure this out. Or try to. This might not work at all. It's going to be really long too, which I didn't necessarily want. But oh well, we'll deal. With my game being a little jerky right now, and I'm not sure why, this is the first time I've done any streaming of it. I've only played around in here for a couple hours. But with it being a little jerky, it's making it even harder to keep up with all this. Alright. So my thought, I think, is to have some beams kind of going up this direction, then with some shocks pushing down on this, so that as this needs to bounce up and down, the shocks compress and keep it pressed up against the ground. Yeah, I agree. The chance of this working is slim to none, but it'll be a proof of concept, I guess. So let's get the front end done, because that's gonna be pretty basic. Just some, you know what? To start off with, we're gonna be really, really boring, and just straight put some tires on the same level. No shocks or anything. I just want to see if the other part works before I even get too deep into this. And we'll put the engine in the front to keep the back end kind of light. And you know what? For now, I'm only going to power the back tire. And I don't want to do anything with this. I just want to let it... I'm going to let it, kind of bounce up and down freely. So now let's figure out how to get some shocks connected from the front and still support the back. Man, there's no way that's going to work. I think I'm going to need some... I wonder if anybody else has tried this. This is a terrible plan. Okay. So the reason I'm using servos right there, what do they call them? Not servos. Bearings? Yeah. The reason I'm using bearings right there is I'm going to use a controller to tilt them both back about 30 degrees, and then I'll figure out how to get the shocks to interact with that piece. Don't know why I didn't add that to the other side. I don't know why I'm working on one side at a time, like I'm kind of weird. I tell you what, I want to be able to see these where they're going to go, so let me go ahead and deal with this controller. Get those leaning back. I'm going to pull it off of the lift, and let's take a look and see what happens. Nothing good, I can imagine. Alright, so I want that one to go blue about 30, and this one's going to go red about 30. So number 1, blue 30, number 2, red 30. Okay. Alright, that's what I wanted. Ish. Oh man, there's no way this is gonna work. Alright, let me think. I need to come back in a little bit. So that can be lined up with this beam, because I want it to connect somewhere around here. You know, Put this back up here on this and see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna have a pole coming down. It's gonna hit the chair. Let me test this. I'll deal with the chair in a second. Oh. Okay. It didn't... That's what I was thinking. If these hit this thing cannot go up anymore. I need to replace this with shocks, of course. We may have... This proof of concept might be working. Alright, so let's replace some of this stuff. We're going to go with the off-road shocks. And I'm just putting that block at the end to be like a... to take up a little space and be a connector point to run into the frame there. It did what I wanted to do. Let's see if I have enough weight to... Actually, I might not have any weight. My only problem is I think it's already riding a little too low. It should be an easy fix. It'll be an ugly fix, but... Just change up the brick a little bit. I don't like it. Alright, let's figure out this, where to put the seat now, because the problem is the way that I came in here, it would sit fine here when it's on the ground, but if it's up on the... Tell you what. Wait. Hold up. I think I'm in the way. So it's got to come that far forward. That's fine. I can put the engine... where the seat used to be. That looks good. Alright, let's test this sucker out. Forward pattern, and let's go there. All right, man. Let's see what happens here. Oh, good lord! I didn't even add any steering. I'm an idiot. Hold up. Okay. By the way, that thing is going really slow. I cannot believe I just tried to do this without any sort of steering at all. Tell you what I'd like to do. It doesn't matter. Direction is on. I think I'm gonna go with the small tires up here. So I'm actually gonna have a bunch of pipes. All right. This looks ridiculous, but Okay, let's fix it. Alright. I think that's going to bottom out way too easy. Okay, so we got steering. Why is this thing going so slow? It's probably way too heavy. I'll just crank it up. Alright. I did not think that through. Oh, jeez. Man, I'm an idiot. Okay. Still not gonna figure out how to stop that from happening. I wonder. What caused it to do that? The tire goes forward. Yeah, just roll it up. Roll it up on itself. You know what I could probably do though? I might could. I may be able to figure out a way to lock it down. With a short piece of pipe here. Like maybe I could wrap something around it. That would keep the bottom from being able to go down. There's no way this is going to work. I don't know. Let's figure this out. That's... Oh, God. Maybe there's a reason no one else that I've seen has done anything stupid like this. Wait, what did that do when I had it up on the left? I didn't even look. It's kind of sitting on top of it, but when they pop through it, that is interesting. See, the shocks are doing what I want them to do. Okay, it was probably a bad idea to put one tire on the back anyway. Lord. But I mean, you can see the shocks working, so I'm kind of enjoying the idea. I'm not enjoying the way it's actually acting. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. If anybody's in here and watching me be an idiot and not telling me that I'm doing stupid stuff, it's not very nice. Alright. All I needed to do is put start down here and run down just far enough so that not connect it to this piece, connect it to the front, so that wheel can't come under. And that shouldn't affect anything, I don't think. So I'll start there on that side, same place on the other side. I think I was overthinking it a little bit. Let's come in 2 spots. I hate just leaving junk on the ground. Alright, I saw that happening. But that's probably more to do with the fact that I put a single wheel on the back. Jeez. But I think it's doing what I want it to do. When I hit bumps, the back end is going to want to come up. Makes the middle go down, and it still can freely go down, except for the shocks that are going to absorb it. And then it'll spring back up and level out again. Like that. Oh, that looked good. Okay. It's just an unstable vehicle, but the yeah, it's just an unstable vehicle, but this part, I think, has use in other vehicles. And I got the idea, a buddy of mine back in high school had a really old, 1990 moped, and it had a brake in the middle, a shock. Jesus, I can't even turn once. But that's fine, that's easy to fix. It had a brake in the middle with a shock, and that's the only suspension that it had, and it didn't have it on individual wheels, it had it on the frame, basically. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I want to kick these back wheels out. a little bit. And then we'll go from engine to tire, engine to tire. Let's see if that made it a bit more stable. Not really. Yeah. I still think it's cool looking the way that the shocks work on the frame, but it's kind of... It's kind of neat watching it in action, I guess. Now, if I used that technology, that I'm just going to call it frame suspension for lack of a better choice. But if I use that along with a wider base, like my actually decent buggy that I started out with, we might could have something here. I do think this method would cut down on wheelies, because the whole frame can't come up. It would just try to do it and compress those two shocks.